around, it is good to cover all your houses. So I don't judge the dressers or whatever, but I just want you to know, be aware when you find even posts on your social media or you can whichever place, Twitch, X, whatever. Be careful of ideologies that are pinning you against your intuitive, the version of you that is intuitive, and pinning you to hate certain people in society, especially people who are intuitive. Now, that is the Delta Aquarius. And the Perseid meteor, after you disowning yourself, the next thing you're going to do is shrink. So this is like a bait. The Delta Aquarius dominates July, while the Perseid meteor dominates August. In July is when your antlers are supposed to be coming out to show in the physical dimension, to show what you support. And then in August is when now what you support is supposed to help you to gain harvest, to catch fish in the ocean of life. If you don't go according to the way you are supposed to be standing by yourself and supporting the things that you're supposed to be supporting, then you will fall for the Delta Aquarius, which will make you to not know what you stand for. And not knowing what you stand for in July, it's going to bait you into falling for shrinkage, which is Zeus. Zeus is all about shrinking the African fraternity. So it is going to make you to fall into that particular shrinkage. So when everybody is harvesting in August, you are going to be shrinking out of existence. So kindly watch these things out in the month of July because of the meteors that we have in the atmosphere. This is the month where don't joke about your self-love. Don't let anybody clickbait you into fear. Things that are fear-based. The things you need to stand up for yourself so much, guys. And let me just give you an example. Let me just give you a very simple example that I think everybody's going to relate to. Now, maybe you're somebody who, like, let's say you vape or you smoke cigarette or there are things that you do in your life. In July, you're going to see everybody telling you how that shit is demonic, how that shit is mega, how you should abandon it, how it is, you shouldn't associate, and a lot of people are going to fall for it. A lot of people are going to fall for it and dissociate. When you dissociate, you start afresh. The thing, these meteors, they put them in place because they know August is a harvest. So they put them in July so that you miss your harvest. So kindly, my people, the people, be careful and be very careful about what you support during this particular time. And especially people from South Africa, this particular meteor, even when you research it, just research the Delta Aquarius meteor. It is specifically for the Southern Hemisphere people. So expect to see South Africans behaving weirdly as well. This is the time you're going to see a lot of energies from South Africa hating their fellow black people, being like, we don't want it, we don't want that unity. There's going to be a lot of triggering things that will want you to be on the side of illusion and the failing side. So I would love you to open your eyes and see them. When you see them, stand on the side that you know you need to stand on. Because if you fall, you're going to miss the harvest in August. Up to that particular point, those are the two main things I wanted to point out for July, the moon and those meteors, showers that are going to be happening. Otherwise, visuals of them I'll show you in probably another class when I'm going to be explaining all the meteors. I'll try to put all the meteors together just for you to see the relationship that they have. But so far, kindly be in awareness when it comes to those that I've mentioned. Yes, thank you, Shelmin. Asante sana. Are we together, guys? And remember, you don't have to reach up to 17th. Some of these meteors, they've been around for so long, they start early. Some of them are early bloomers, they come very early, so watch. And watch out, because there are people who they don't know, so they just fall for it. If you fall for it on an individual level, your harvest for the year is going to be gone like that, so that you have to wait for next year to harvest again. If you don't want to wait for next year to harvest again, stay vigilant so that you don't fall for those things. As long as you fall for it in the physical, in this online dimension, you've fallen for it in your own physical life. As long as you fall for it in the thoughts dimension, you've fallen for it in your physical life. Now, can I go to Zabur now and continue with our session today? Favored are those who have regard for the weak. Their body delivers them in times of trouble. It is the body that delivers in times of trouble. Now, when you watch that flight that was carrying Indians and the British people, there's one man that survived. A lot of people are saying, oh, it wasn't their blood. I don't care. I'm still looking at it as that guy survived. And I'm telling you, when you're somebody who you listen to your inner authority, you will be that guy in all situations. Your own body will deliver you in terms of trouble. That adrenaline rush is usually your body telling you, do this, do this, do this, do this. And as quickly as you respond, your body is saving you out of toxic situations. So favored are those who have high regard for the weak. Their bodies delivers them in times of trouble. The body protects and preserves them. I think I should. Maybe. But I don't think you guys really want to read this thing. But let me just sit properly. It's 51. It's not 40. I thought the last time we did was 30 to 40. Somebody remind me, please. I thought the last time we were at 30 to 40. Now we are at 40 to 50. Then we go to 50 to 60. 60 to 70. Somebody remind us, please. Yeah. It's 40 to 50, guys. Yeah. Yeah. 41, 50, whichever, because we always do up to 50. The last time we did up to 50. Up to 40, I mean. Yeah, so this time we do 40 up to 50. Yeah, because I read it before coming to class. Yeah, thank you, Rose. Rose has gotten herself back. So, favored are those who have regard for the weak, but their body delivers them in times of trouble. The body protects and preserves them. So who are the weak? You know, sometimes when we talk, when this book is talking about the weak, who are the weak? For example, you are a Gemini god. You think for yourself a lot. So who is a weak person? Somebody who they are trying to think for themselves, but they are not sure. Maybe you are a Taurus god. You support yourself a lot, and then you find somebody who they are trying to support themselves, but they are not sure. Maybe you know very well you are a chosen one. You've chosen yourself. You meet somebody who they are trying their best to choose themselves, but they are lost in the horizon of it all. That's a weak person. So favored are those who have regard for the weak. When you meet a weakling in the wilderness, this is what Rwandese do. Rwanda as a territory was created from saving the wild humans. So most of the time when you meet people from Rwanda, you know, just the same way I'm always telling you, when you meet people from Nigeria, it's all about the back of the mind, the things that are at the back of the mind. When you meet people from Rwanda, most of the time you wouldn't meet a Rwandese individual if you are not a wild animal that is looking to be saved. Rwandese people, they notice the wild animals, the weaklings of the planet in the wilderness, and then they save them. And that is what their country mostly is made up of. So favored are those who have regard for the weak. Their body delivers them in times of trouble. The body protects and preserves them. They are counted among the favored in the land. She does not give them over to the desires of their foes. Remember, anytime you lose the battle of life, your body gave permission. Anytime you fall for a hex, your body gave permission. There's nothing that will ever penetrate you without your body giving permission. So even if things carry miracle happened to you, know that your body gave permission. And before your body does anything to jeopardize you, then know that you needed it. The body sustains them on their sick bed and restores them from their bed of illness. So being sick is usually not the end of the world. Sometimes you being sick is just your body summoning you that, hey, you listen to the outside world too much. Now I want you to listen to me. So the body isolates you. The body sustains them in their sick bed and restores them from their bed of illness. I said, have mercy on me, my body, heal me. I have sinned against you. My enemies say of me in malice, when will she die and her name perish? Guys, when I talk about Zabur will talk to you about your enemies a lot, your enemies a lot. Now, who are your enemies? Because I don't want you to walk out here with the mentality that there are people outside there who are constantly looking for your downfall. Enemies are even parts of yourself. They are parts of yourself that are your enemies too. There are certain parts of your body that don't work in unison with you. And so the moment there are certain parts of your body that don't work in unison with you, they are the ones that work hardest to connect you to the realm of the demonics. And when you give them power, they succeed. So when you pray against your enemies, know that you are even praying against parts of yourself that are doubtful of your soul part. The parts of yourself that do not trust in your own process. So don't take it too deeply. Don't take it too deeply. Some people, they take this thing too deeply. They now start walking out there like, I have people against me. I have people against me now. No, you don't walk like that. You just know that sometimes these enemies are your ancestors that couldn't choose right. Your ancestors that couldn't do no evil and take no evil. So you don't take it too seriously. You just know that enemies are here in this particular dimension. As long as you are in this particular dimension, they are enemies. And so your job is just to pray them away. It's not for you to find their identity. Some people, they even stalk other people. Don't try finding identities of your enemy. Keep them nameless, Omega, if you want to succeed more. Because now when you give a name to your enemy, you're giving them life. All my enemies will whisper together against me. Wait. My enemies say it of me in malice. When will she die? When will her name perish? When one of them comes to see me, she speaks falsely while her heart gathers slander. When she goes out, then she goes out and spreads it around. Those are the typical behaviors of enemies. They will always smile in your face and slander you behind your back. Normal, not you alone, everybody goes through it. All my enemies whisper together against me. They imagine the worst for me, saying, a vile disease has afflicted her. She will never get up from the place where she lies. Even my close friends, someone I trusted, one who shared my bread, has turned against me. Now, one thing about enemies, guys, is this. As long as the planet is divided amongst itself, know that you have an enemy. You have enemies. The only time that we will stand and tell you there is no enemy around is when you see the entire planet moving in one synchronicity. Because remember, all of us have the universe experiencing, the multiverse experiencing itself in human form. So as long as the multiverse has parts of it that are destructive and parts of it that are progressive, then so are you. All my enemies whisper together against me. They imagine the worst for me, saying, a vile disease has afflicted her. She will never get up from the place she lies. Even my close friends, someone I trusted, one who shared my bread, the people who share your money, has turned against me. Don't be shocked. It happened. But may you have mercy on me, my body. Raise me up, that I may repay them. I know that you are pleased with me, for my enemy does not triumph over me. Because of my integrity, you uphold me and set me in your presence forever. Praise to the body, the creator of the chosen, from the everlasting to everlasting. So still on that particular enemy thing, even the sperm, before a sperm, have you seen that journey? When a sperm leaves to go find an ovum to fertilize. Omera, it is a journey. There's a lot of destruction along the way. There's a lot of things looking to destroy that sperm along the way. There's a lot of other sperms that are looking to compete that sperm along the way. But the sperm goes to the end. So guys, opposition is mandatory. The watchdogs are a must. And your job is not to be afraid. Your job is to walk through the valley of the shadow of death and still fear no evil. As the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul pants for you, my Creator. My soul thirsts for Creator, for the living. My soul thirsts for Creator, for the living Creator. When can I go and meet with Mumi? Mumi is the Creator. Now, my tears have been my food day and night. While people say to me all day long, where is your Creator? People will ask you, you work so hard, where's your job? Where's your work? Where's the result? These things I remember as I pour out my soul. How I used to go to the house of the Creator under the protection of the Mighty One with shouts of joy and praise among the festive throng. Why, my soul, are you downcast? Why so disturbed within me? Put your hope in your Creator, for I will yet praise her, my Savior, my Creator. My soul is downcast within me. Therefore, I will remember you from the land of the Jordan, the heights of Harmony, from Mount Mizar. So now the land of the Jordan. Can somebody tell us what Jordan is from our vocabulary? From our vocabulary, Jordan is the place where alchemy flows south to north. No, north to south, upside down. Jordan is the place where alchemy flows upside down. So if all of us were moving north. Now anybody whose alchemy is flowing from north to south, that is what is symbolized by Jordan, the point of poverty. Mostly Jordan is like literally the point of poverty where you get spiritual realizations. A place where your eyes get to be opened to the planet. Usually Jordan is places like the slums. Places like slums. When you see somebody living in a slum, you know that they've fallen from grace. And then they need to access that particular point in order for their eyes to be opened to what reality of the world is. Deep calls. Deep calls to deep in the roar of your waterfalls. All your waves and breakers have swept over me. By day, my body directs her love. Now, I want you to listen to this particular verse. By day, my body directs her love. And at night, her song is with me. So this is what happens during the day. What happens during the day is the body directs its love. During the day, your body is supposed to love. And then during the night, your soul path, your sacred path, what you came to do here, stays with you. So during the day, you contribute love like you're distributing money. You distribute love like you're distributing money throughout your houses. While at night, you stay in calmness with the sacred path, with your song that you came here to manifest. I say to my Creator, my rock, why have you forgotten me? Why must I go about mourning, oppressed by the enemy? My bones suffer mortal agony as my foes taunt me, saying to me all day long, where is your Creator? Why, my soul, are you downcast? Why so disturbed within me? Put your hope in the Creator, for I will yet praise her, my Savior, my Creator. Vindicate me, my Creator, and plead my cause against an unfaithful houses. Rescue me from those who are deceitful and wicked. But I told you what unfaithful houses are. If you are, the way you look from your authenticity, you are supposed to be thinking a certain way. And guys, by the way, your authenticity comes from your ancestors. You look like your ancestors. And most of the time, that authenticity is sharpened by language, by how you speak. The language that you speak pulls certain muscles on your face and they make you look a certain way. And that's why you will find the Akamba people look a certain way. The Zulu people look a certain way. You'll find that the Mijikenda people look a certain way. The Somali people look a certain way. People from Eritrea look at the Sudanese people. The language you speak shapes your authenticity. And so, you are my creator, my stronghold. Why have you rejected me? Why must I go about mourning, oppressed by my enemies? Send me your light and your faithful care. Let them lead me. Let them bring me to your sacred mountain, to the place where you dwell. Then I will go to the altar of my creator, to Mumbi, my joy and my delight. I will praise you with lyre. Lyre is like that thing that Luas play, that Oroto. Oh, creator, my creator. That was the first tool of music. Why, my soul, are you downcast? Why so disturbed within me? Put your hope. Praise her. So when I am reading this, you will notice that I've repeated this a lot. Why, my soul, are you downcast? Why so disturbed within me? Put your hope in your creator, for I will yet praise her, my savior, my creator. So whenever you feel down, trust your own process. Some people, you don't trust your own process. You will never go anywhere if you don't trust your own process. Put all your hope in your creator and you will be delivered. We have heard it with our ears, oh creator. Our ancestors have told us what you did in their days. In days long ago. With your hand you drove out other houses and planted our ancestors. You crushed the people and made our ancestors flourished. It was not by their own sword that they won the land, nor did their arm bring them victory. It was your intuition, your thoughts, and the light of your face, for you loved them. Now when we talk about this, since the time immemorial, since the beginning of time, when we trace you as an individual level up to your 10th generation, we'll find 4,000 ancestors there. So now you are the one who has made it. Out of all the ancestors that tried to make it into 2004, the year 2025, the Creator chose you to be the one to represent them. So when we talk about this, I'm not talking about Israel going to take the land of Palestine. I'm talking about your ancestors were the ones who carefully purged everybody that ever came before to have you represent them in this particular point in time. A lot have died. A lot of ancestors were erased. A lot of them did not make it into the year 2025. You did. So why did you do it? It's because of your creator. It is your creator that crushed the people and made your ancestors flourish. They made your image. You are 12 houses. Your own specific 12 houses. There are many 12 houses that could have made you. Out of 4,000 ancestors, there were many 12 houses that could have made you. But your creator decided for you to have the ones that you have now. So that is what this particular part is talking about. With your hand, you drove out the other houses and planted our ancestors. You crushed the people and made our ancestors flourish. A lot of people died along the way. A lot of people were wiped out. It was not by their sword that they won a space in this particular reality. Nor did their arm bring them victory. It was by the Creator's intuition, by the Creator's thought, and the light of your face, of your Creator's face, that he loved so much. That face that you have, your Creator loved it so much that your Creator made it to exist. Some will not believe me because they have low self-esteem. But there are millions of faces that were looking to access art. And out of those millions of faces, there were spams. All those spams, each and every one of them would have become a soul. Out of them all, your face made it. Some of you have low self-esteem. You will not even think that your face is special. But that is your own story with your own ancestors. Me, my job is to tell you what your face, how precious you is. You are my ruler and my creator who decrees victories for offspring. Through you, we push back our enemies. Through your name, we trample on our foes. I put no trust in my bow. My sword does not bring me victory. But you gave us victory over our enemies. Anybody who is spiritual knows. Without this collective consciousness, you cannot manage. It doesn't matter what type of expertise you have. It doesn't matter if you're the best singer on the planet. Without the collective consciousness, you will not make it beyond tomorrow. You know, if you're somebody who you work with a collective consciousness, you know that you cannot win alone. And if you dare claim that you can win alone, we know, we people who work with the Mumbi, we people who work with the Creator, we know it is impossible to make it alone. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you are a spiritual practitioner, whether you are a doctor, whether you are an engineer, whatever, you cannot make it without that daily progress that we have. That daily progress, there's a lot of power in it, and that is where the Creator is. Yes. So, I'll repeat this to you again. I put no trust in my bow. My sword does not bring me victory. But you give us victory over our enemies. You put our adversaries to shame. In Creator, we make our boast all day long. And we will praise your name forever. Some people, they take the Creator's credit. And especially when you're somebody who is working in spirituality. Never take credit that is not yours. It is tempting because in spirituality, people will look at you from the outside. The Creator will do a lot of things that will make people see us as if you are the one who's doing those things. Dare take credit. Did you watch Aladdin? If you've ever watched this movie called Aladdin, A Whole New World, when this diamond in the rough is taken into that hole, and he's told, touch nothing, don't touch anything. That thing that you're not supposed to touch is you're not supposed to take credit for what had nothing to do with you, your temporary consciousness. And you shouldn't be ashamed to tell people that, it's the Creator that did it. God did it. God did it. I did not do it. The Creator did it. Because taking credit for what the Creator did, as though it's you that did it, because you know Creator's things are very supernatural, they're very magical. Taking credit for it, let people see as if you are the one who's doing it, but never open your mouth to say that I did it. Because that is blasphemy. That is what blasphemy is all about. Give credit to where it is due. And most of the time, spiritual things happen from the spirit of Ushirikina, that ability to come to connect, quantum entangle. So there's a lot of forces that are pushing for miracles to happen. And it has nothing to do with you on a personal level. So acknowledge that, and move on. Now, somebody's asking me, how can you define the Creator? I've defined this time without number. Maybe you tell me now. But in the Creator, we make our boast all day long. And we will praise your name forever. Always praise the name of your Creator. If you know your Creator is doing things, come out clearly and tell people there is this particular Creator that is doing so much things in my life. I'm giving credit. Collective consciousness, doing so much in my life, I'm giving credit. You just walking around, the Creator is constantly using fairies. The Creator is constantly using, some people don't even know what fairies is. So let me now tell you today. Have you ever reached a point where you really need an answer to a billboard with the correct answer of whatever you wanted. Or you scroll on TikTok and then somebody mystically appears and tells you whatever you wanted to hear. Those are fairies. These are entities, they don't disappear. They are always there guiding, always there guiding. But when I am posting my thing to the internet, I don't know I'm going to become a fairy in somebody else's life. Now that orchestration is divine. That orchestration of making sure that the correct is like butter trade, making sure that the correct reach the correct. The teacher reaches the student. The information reaches the person that needs it. That orchestration is divine. And you can never take credit for that particular orchestration. And even you in your life, you've seen fairies appear. But the question is, do you ever give these particular fairies credit? Do you acknowledge them for what they truly are? Because fairies in each and every timeline, there are timelines where fairies come as beings. And then there are timelines where fairies, each and every dimension has its own representation of its own being. In our timeline, you'll never see something that is shaped in a certain way coming to tell you something. Fairies exist in form of those things that have reached you at the exact moment when you needed them to happen. Now, in the Creator, we make our boast all day long. Boast in the collective consciousness. Boast in the Creator. You cannot work with the Creator and hate the collective consciousness. Because people who work with the Creator work with the collective consciousness. You know there is no Creator without the collective consciousness. So when you meet people who say, I hate the world, I hate people, I hate being here, those are not working with the Creator. Not yet. They've not seen what the Creator is doing with this random shit that everybody is just experiencing every day. They've not seen what the Creator is doing with that passerby that just passes by anyhow. So people who have not seen how the Creator works, they are bored here. They are really bored here. They want to die. But people who have seen how the Creator works, they are enjoying their lives here. Now, but now you have rejected and humbled us. You no longer go out with our armies. Now let me just go up a little bit. In the Creator we make our boast all day, and we will praise your name forever. But now you have rejected and humbled us. You no longer go out with our armies. You make us retreat before the enemy, and our adversaries have plundered us. You gave us up to be devoured like sheep, and have scattered us among the nations. You sold your people for the pittance, gaining nothing from their sale. You have made us a reproach to our neighbors, the scorn and derision of those around us. You have made us a byword among the 12 houses. The people shake their heads at us. I live in disgrace all day, and my face is covered with shame. At the towns of those who reproach and revile me, because of the enemy who is bent on revenge. All this came upon us, though we had not forgotten you. We had not seen your faults. We had not been false to your covenant. Our hearts had not turned back. Our feet had not strayed from your path. So what is this particular verse talking about from all the way? This is Psalms 44 from 7 all the way to 18. Like this part that is talking about, you gave us out to our enemy. In a year we have 12 months. 6 months of temptation and 6 months of result. There is 6 months that you get that the universe removes all the rules. Anything goes. Anything you manifest goes. This is the time when people who follow their inner authorities suffer the most. Because guess what? This is the time when people who don't follow their inner authorities sin the most. So during this particular, it is there a time to rejoice and a time to suffer. There is usually 6 months of temptation where your faith is tested. Can it pass through fire? Diamonds. The pressure that makes diamonds. 6 months you go through that particular pressure. The pressure of, was it Job? or Jacob or somebody, Job, I think. This person who everything was taken away from them, but they still stood on business. So that happens. That time is there. As somebody who is spiritually awakened, don't walk blind thinking that it is new throughout. It is not new throughout. You get 6 months of temptation to see if you will still hold on. And then 6 months of reward. So during that particular time of temptation is when you hear stuff like being surrendered back to your enemy, being rejected and humbled, being retreat, being humiliated, and it happens even in the ages. There's an age where black people are totally disrespected and spat on, just to see if they will fade, just to see if they will choose albinism, just to see if they will choose vitiligo, just to see if they will choose bleaching. So there's a time that black people are totally trampled upon, and then there's a time where they rule the entire planet. It is the same. There's a time when chosen people are completely trampled upon, and some of them, the people, the ones that are not strong enough, they give in, they shed, they fade, they choose bleach, and they leave that particular side, while those who can walk throughout into upgrade. Our hearts have not turned back, our feet have not stayed from your path, but you crushed us and made us a hunt for jackals. You covered us over with deep darkness. If we had forgotten the name of our Creator or spread out our hands to a foreign organ, would not Creator have discovered it, since the Creator knows the secrets of the heart? So during this particular time of trial, you cannot pretend your way out of it. When the trial of the chosen people, or the people who respect their inner authority, when there is trial, you cannot pretend outwardly that, oh, by the way, outwardly you stand, and then inside you camouflage. Your body knows your truth, so you cannot camouflage. During this particular point in time, you have to stand on business throughout. Yet, for your sake, we face death all day long. We are considered as sheep to be slaughtered. Awake, body, why do you sleep? Rouse yourself, do not reject us forever. Why do you hide your face and forget our misery and oppression? We are brought down to the dust. Our bodies cling to the ground. Rise up and help us. Rescue us because of your unfailing love. So now, Psalms 45. My heart is stirred by a noble theme as I recite my verses for my ruler. My tongue is open. My tongue is the pen of a skillful writer. You are the most excellent of women. Your lips have been anointed with grace, since the Creator has favored you forever. Guard your sword on your side, you mighty one. Clothe yourself with splendor. Now listen, this is how a chosen one should walk. Guard your sword and clothe yourself with splendor and majesty. In your majestic ride, in your majesty, ride forth victoriously in the course of truth, humility, and justice. Let your intuitive thoughts achieve awesome deeds. Let your sharp arrows pierce the hearts of the ruler's enemies. Let the nations fall beneath your feet. Your throne, O Creator, will last forever and ever. A scepter of justice will be the scepter for your kingdom. You love righteousness and hate wickedness. Therefore, Mumbi, your Creator, has set you above your companions by anointing you with the oil of joy. So who are most of the time, the simplest way to describe people who are chosen, people of God. This is not people of Israel or people who live, I don't know, in Palestine. Israel like the chosen people are people who live by the laws of Ma'at, the laws of the ovary. Do no evil, accept no evil. Towards who? The woman. We should be living in a world where zero evil is done and zero evil is accepted towards the woman, the one that is capable of bringing life. Anytime we live in a world where there is chaos, sadness being brought towards the woman, it disrupts the whole world. There are certain women who, if you break their heart, there is no ship that will leave the ocean. There's no ship that will land. There are certain women who you touch them and there's a tornado, earthquake. Most of these natural calamities are directly connected with how the world treats women. And most of the people in Nigeria, a lot of Nigerian people know this a lot. There are certain people, right now in Nigeria, they're even building inside the ocean, like building things inside the ocean, things that were not possible before. That is what happens when you treat certain women correctly. When you treat certain women correctly, you can even build a yacht inside the ocean and nothing will happen to it. You treat a woman wrong, you build a yacht in the ocean, it will fall to nothing. As long as that woman is treated. So most of the things that happen on our world goes back to how the women are treated. And why? Because women are the ones who are supposed to be making sure that they birth nothing that will treat women terribly. So certain women, they born things that will treat them terribly, and those things that they birth that treat them terribly end up treating everything, every woman around the world terribly. And that was the goal of the Vatican, turning the world to only birth boys, to only give birth to boys, to only give birth to boys. So it's almost like turning the world to only give birth to the destroyers of women, people who will be able to destroy women. And they seem to have been succeeding. All your robes are fragrant with myrrh. Wait. All your robes are fragrant with myrrh, aloes, and cassia, from the palaces adorned with ivory. The music of the string makes you glad. Daughters of rulers are among your honored women. At your left hand is the royal bride in gold of Ophir. The royal bride in gold of Ophir at the left hand. That is like the ovum. When the ovum leaves the ovary, goes to the fallopian tube. When it is there at the fallopian tube, waiting for fertilization, that is the royal bride. Listen, daughter, and pay careful attention. Forget your people and your father's house. Let the rulers be enthralled by your beauty. Honor her, for she is your creator. The city of Tyre will come with a gate. People of wealth will seek your favor. Whenever you follow your inner authority, you become an automatic outer authority, attracting authoritative things. In embroidered garments, she is led to the ruler. Her virgin companions follow her. Who are the virgin companions? Women who have ovaries that cannot be convinced. In order for a woman to be pregnant, her intuition has to be convinced by the memories of men. Now, any woman whose intuition cannot be convinced, those are the virgins. So when you are a virgin woman, which they call the high priestess. Somebody is telling me now we are 44. 44, where am I, dear? Flappy, what are you talking about? Thus brought to be with her. You know, when you are a virgin woman and you are in the accompaniment of virgin women, it's like heaven. If you're a woman and you've never been... Okay, I think people are counting things, because I don't know what's happening. Somebody has said 44, someone has said 45. Okay, that's gossip that is not including me. So let's continue. In embroidered garments, She is led to the ruler. Her virgin companions follow her. Those brought to be with her. So, still just on this virgin companion analysis. Guys, as long as you obey your inner authority, you will always find your virgin companions. Even the sperm that wins, around it, you will always find 6, 7 sperms that were just pessating. They did not have interest of fertilizing the ovum, but they were keeping the morale of the sperm that is supposed to fertilize the ovum. So those pesseters are usually your virgin companions, the people whose thought processes are like yours. Oh, okay, we are at 44. We are at 45, I mean. Sorry. Even me, I got it wrong, like you, Flavian. We are at 45. Led in with joy and gladness, they enter the palace of the ruler. Daughters will take the places of their mothers. Legacy is maternal. Daughters take the places of their mothers. You will make them princesses throughout the land. I will perpetuate your memory through all generations. Therefore, the nations will praise you forever and ever. You see, patriarchy is so boring because all patriarchy did was copy-paste matriarchal laws. The same way patriarchy is always like, oh, the first son inherit. They copied it direct from daughters always taking the places of their mothers. In ancient matriarchy, it was always the daughters taking the places of their mothers until patriarchy arrived, where now sons take the places of their fathers. Copycats. Now the Creator is our refuge. That's beautiful. More. The Creator is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth give away, and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea. Though its water roar and foam, and the mountains quake with their surging, there is a river whose stream make glad the city of Mumbi, the sacred place where the Most High dwells. Creator is within her, she will not fall. Creator will help her at break of day. Nations in uproar, kingdoms fall. She lifts her voice, the earth melts. The Creator Almighty is with us. The Creator of chosen offspring is fortress. So guys, just to tell you, let me just give you an analogy. You know, sometimes, especially people who fear the dark, you fear being alone, you always want friends or whatever. If you're that type of a person, because that's a path in spirituality that you must encounter. You must encounter when you are being called into isolation, you must struggle with it. It's like taking medicine that tastes like aloe vera. It's very hard because humans will feed on connection. There's no human that is an island. We all feed on connection with each other. So your ability to isolate shows as a woman or as somebody who is a chosen one. Your ability to isolate is a lot of strength. If you've managed it, always pat yourself in the back because it is difficult. It's like being born, separated from yourself. So now, how can I encourage you when you've already separated from yourself? You've already successfully achieved isolation and you're now isolated because it reaches a point you're isolated and you're very okay with it. In fact, you don't even want to go back to the crowd. I want you to look at online and offline. Online, the people that are present online are all present offline. But have the people that are present offline or present online? Everyone that is present online is present offline. I want you to comprehend the spirit realm and the physical realm. Everyone that is present online is present offline. But is everyone that is present offline present online? No. That is the spirit realm. Everyone that is present in the physical dimension is present. Everything that is present in the physical dimension is present in the spiritual dimension. But it is not everything that is present in the spiritual in the physical dimension. So when you come online and you're like, oh my God, I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. Nobody is interacting with me here on my live. I'm so... Is it true that if you go offline, you will experience the same? No. Offline has a lot of people. The same way the spirit realm has a lot of deities. The world that you cannot see, the spirit realm is the world that you cannot see. It has a lot of deities. Now the physical dimension only has people like online. The people who are in the physical dimension are online. But does that mean that the people who are not present online don't exist? No. The people who are present offline are even more than the people who are present online. Meaning the people who are present in the physical world that you can see are less than people who are present in the spiritual world that you cannot see. So never think that you are alone. Thinking that you are alone is like coming from a village somewhere online, and then you find that there's nobody else in your village that is online. Then you start crying that, oh, now I'm alone, now I'm alone. Your village members are still there offline. If you get offline, you'll find them. So I hope somebody gets the difference between the spirit dimension. As above, so below, but not as below, so above. Everyone that is present online is present offline, but it is not everyone that is present offline that is present online. Yeah, you are never alone. So just know that you are not alone. Just because you cannot see them in the physical dimension doesn't mean they don't exist. Just because you don't see them online does not mean they don't exist. In fact, here online we only come a little bit. The most time we spend offline. It's the same way with the spiritual dimension. The most time we spend in the spiritual dimension, we only come into the physical dimension a little bit. Those who get it, get it. Those who don't get it, forget about it. Now come and see what the body has done. The desolation she has brought on earth. She makes wars, seas, and ends to the ends of the earth. She breaks the bow and shatters the spear. She burns the shield with fire. She says, be still and know that I am creator. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in earth. The body Almighty is with us, creator of Jacob, chosen offsprings in our fortress. So every time you hear someone saying Jacob, 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 Jacob is just offspring, descendants that choose to follow the ways of their ancestors. Right now they will tell you that Israel are the descendants of Jacob. That is false. If you know you are somebody who you follow in the footsteps of your ancestors, then you are Jacob. You are of Jacob. Jacob is offsprings. Offsprings. Which offsprings? That follow in the way of their ancestors. Because not all offsprings follow in the way of their ancestors. Not all Sudanese that are born with that Sudanese face end up following the Sudanese way. Not all Somalis that are born with that Somali faith end up following the Somali ways. Now those are Somali born in Somali and is following the Somali ways, that's a descendant of Jacob. A Sudanese born in Sudan following the Sudanese way, that is a descendant of, that's a chosen one, a descendant of Jacob. Now all offspring that follow in the footsteps of their ancestors are the descendants of Jacob. So no the codes. White people, they speak in codes because they want to exclude black people. If they had just said it that Jacob is descendants that follow in the ways of their ancestors, black people would have figured it out immediately and would be moving accordingly. But when they say Jacob are just white people only, now you are confusing black people because you've excluded them from the book in itself. But anyway, black people know that nobody's talking about you on this particular planet, not even the Bible. Nobody gives a fuck about you because they know you are supposed to be figuring your own shit out. Clap your hands, all you nations. Shout to Creator with cries of joy. The body The Most High is awesome, the great ruler of all reality. She subdued nations under us, people under her feet, under our feet. She chose our inheritance for us. Your body is the one that knows you, it chooses inheritance for you. The pride of Jacob. If you are a descendant that follow in the footsteps of your ancestors, you are the pride of Jacob. You are the pride of your ancestors. You are born Luo like me, and I follow in the footsteps of Luo. You are born Agikoyo. You follow in the footsteps of Agikoyo. You are born Akamba. You follow in the footsteps of Akamba. You are born Ameru. You follow in the footsteps of Ameru. If you are that person, then you are the pride of Jacob. Your ancestors adore you. Creator has ascended amidst shouts of joy. The body amidst the surrounding of trumpets. The sounding of trumpets. Sing praises to the Creator. Sing praises. Sing praises to the ruler. Sing praises. The Creator reigns over the nations. The Creator is seated on her sacred throne. The nobles of the nations assembled as the people of the Creator of ancestors, and the rulers of the earth belongs to the Creator. She is exalted. So the Creator is the one that is seated at the throne. Which is the throne? Your head. Your head look like your ancestors. And I tell you, our ancestors live in our languages, because it is the language that shapes your face. The same way Luo, there's a way in which Luos speak. There's a way in which Agikoyos speak. There's a way in which the Zulus, they speak. There's a way in which the Amerus, the Mijikendas, they speak. The way you speak the syllables, it makes your face move. And that is the exercise of the face. Long term, that is what creates and shapes your face. So people who speak the same languages, they come from ancestors that spoke the same languages, they tend to look the same. That is what ancestry is all about. So our ancestors, they live in our languages more than they live in anything. Anybody that pushes you away from speaking your language will distort your face in the long run. You stop speaking your language long enough, you go up to 7 generations, the face of your ancestors will disappear. Great is the body. How do you know the footsteps of your ancestors? Authenticity. Each and every day you get 24 ancestors taking turns inside of you. Every hour is a different ancestor taking turns inside of you. So in your authenticity, that is where your ancestors are. This shape of your face, in your head, that is where your ancestors are mostly. That is where they dominate the most. Because guess what? These other parts of the body, my hand can look like Mama Niko's hand. My thighs can look like a porous thigh. Like literally all the other parts of the body can look the same across. Unless you're from Sudan. The other parts of the body can look the same, but the face is what places. The face is what tells you the region. The face is what tells you the dimension. The face is what tells you the frequency. And that is where the ancestors are. So in life, your authenticity is supposed to lead back to your ancestors. Your authenticity is not supposed to lead to a particular place. When I talk about authenticity, I'm not telling you be a good person. Be a what person. I'm telling you be like your ancestors were. If your ancestors were, behind back of the mind thinkers, you have to be a back of the mind thinker. If your ancestors were rescuers of the wilds, you ought to be a rescuer of the world. If your ancestors were the ones who are putting the pharaohs in place, then you ought to be the type that puts the pharaohs in place. You ought to know who your ancestors are, because that is where what is being displayed on your face. Great is the body and most worthy of praise. In the city of Mumbi, her sacred mountain. Is it Mount Zion? I'm guessing. I usually confuse Mount Zion and Mount Sinai. Beautiful in its loftiness, because one of them represents the place of highest intelligence. The other one represents the place of highest peace. The place of highest peace is the city of Mumbi. That is the sacred mountains of Mumbi. The place of the highest intelligence is the sacred place of the tribe of the Lion of Judah, which we will get into as we go. Now, beautiful in its loftiness, the joy of the whole earth, like the height of Zaphon. Zaphon is like that place of peace, Jerusalem. In Mount Zion, yes, the place of peace, the city of the great ruler. Rulers are people who are alone a lot. If you want to be a ruler on the planet, those who respect in authority become out of authority. Maybe you are this person who you are like, I would love to lead. I would love to be a leader. You don't have to go to any ballot. Just start being alone a lot. Start respecting your inner authority a lot, because that is the city of the great ruler. The city of the great ruler is the place where you can respect your inner authority. And that is the Mount Zion, the place of peace. So people who stay at Mount Zion, which is the place of peace, the place of solace, those are the greatest rulers of the world. Now, Creator is in her citadel. She has shown herself to the fortress. When the rulers joined forces, when they advanced together, they saw her and were astounded. They fled in terror. Trembling seized them there. Pain like that of a woman in labor. You destroyed them like sheep of Tarshish, shattered by the east winds. As we have heard, so we have seen in the city of the body Almighty, in the city of our Creator. Creator makes her secure forever. Within your temple, O Creator, we meditate on your unfailing love. Like your name, O Creator, your praise reaches to the ends of earth. Your intuition is filled with spiritual hygiene. There are people whose intuition is not filled with spiritual hygiene. There are people who they use their intuition to hex others. They use their intuition to wish others harm. They use their intuition to kill others. Oh, if your intuition is not spiritually hygienic, you are wasting your time. It is a useless intuition. It will kill you. And what is an intuition that is not spiritually hygienic? An intuition that does evil unprovoked. An intuition that accepts evil unprovoked. Like when you're thinking about someone, you're doing evil to them unprovoked. In your intuition when you're alone. When you are alone, you are supposed to only be thinking about yourself and how you are going to achieve your life and your success. Some people, they utilize their intuition to plot. When they are alone, instead of thinking about themselves, they are thinking about how will I finish so and so. How will I finish? That is a spiritually unhygienic intuition. If your intuition is dirty, your life will be dirty on default. So, like your name, O Creator, you praise. Your praise reaches to the end of the earth. Your intuition is filled with spiritual hygiene. Mount Zion, which is the future self, rejoices. Oh, Mount Zion, that's the future self, the higher self. The higher self. So there's Mount Zion, which is the higher self. There is Jerusalem, which is the place where peace is achieved. Jerusalem is in Mount Zion. When you reach your higher self, you reach your Jerusalem, the point of peace. And then we have the Sinai, Mount Sinai, the Mount Kilimanjaro, the point of highest intellect. Right now, they call Mount Everest that it is the highest mountain in the world. But like I told you, Mount Everest is a supported mountain. It is not standing alone. Supported by the Himalayan. It is not standing alone. Now Mount Kilimanjaro is the only mountain that is standing alone. The longest mountain in the world standing alone. That is the point of highest intelligence. Then we have the Mount Kenya, which is the Mount Zion, the point of your future self, which houses Jerusalem, which is the point of peace. Now, walk about Zion. Go around her. Count her towers. Consider her ramparts. View her citadels, that you may tell of them to the next generation. For this creator is our creator forever and ever. She will be our guide even to the end. Psalms 49. Hear this, all you people, listen. Wait a minute, did I just pass something here? I think I passed something here. Oh, Mount Zion, which is the future self, rejoices. The villages of Judah. So listen, this verse is saying, verse 11 here. Mount Zion, which is the future self, rejoices. Mount Zion rejoices while the villages of Judah are glad. That verse is like saying the Bantus rejoices while the Niloites are glad because of your judgment. Because who are the Bantus? Mount Zion. That is the representative of Bantu area, Bantu places. The places of highest, of future self. That is where you find, because remember, future is past. So when you want to go where our ancestors were, it's like you're going into the future, which is the past. So time is cycling. And then the villages of Judah. Who are Judah? Judah are the travelers, the Sagittarius, that's Sagittarius energy, which are the Niloids. So right now they are saying Judah is where Jews. Is where the Jews, the word Jews. I think the word Jews come from the tribe of the Lion of Judah, right? And why was it called the tribe of the Lion of Judah? They were located mostly in ancient East Africa. What we call East Africa today was the hotbed of the tribe of the Lion of Judah. Why were they called the tribe of the Lion of Judah? Because they were the rulers of the jungle, the rulers of travel. If you're traveling in the jungle, the rulers of that particular jungle are the Niloites. So in ancient time, before it was Nilotic people, it was the tribe of the Lion of Judah. Tribe of the Lion. Right now you are hearing everybody, I'm a Jew, I'm a Jew, so you're anti-Semitic, so you what? They took the travelers, the Nilotic name, and gave it to white people. It's all about destiny swap. They gave it to white people, so now when you talk about the Jews, it's almost like it's white people. Anti-Semitism, anti-white people is like anti-albedo. When you are anti-Semitism, you are anti. Being anti-Semitism is like being intellectual. The moment you are intellectual, you are anti-Semitic. Because Semitism is all about keeping the albedo rates as high as possible, keeping the world as damn as possible so that white people can rule. White people are like, oh, no. You have to keep everybody dumb and a zombie. That is the only way we can rule. And if you try to stop people from being zombies, then you are tampering with our rule. You are anti-Semitic. That is what it is all about. But know where the tribe of the Lion of Judah come from. The tribe of the Lion of Judah started in East Africa and is kept in the Middle East. Right now, look at Iran. Look at Iran. One thing, look at the visuals. Even if you are looking at the engagement of the conflicts in the world, look at the visuals. One thing you'll notice about the people of Iran during this particular point in time when they were being subjected through war, almost every man in Iran has a beard. Almost every man in Iran has a beard. Beard in ancient Africa was associated with lion energy. It was a lion energy. What is the lion energy? Leo energy. What is Leo energy? Self-love energy. Men who love themselves have a lot of hair around. Men who hate themselves, they lose hair. So now when you go to Iran, it's almost like it's the opposite of the United States. United States, it's difficult to find a beard. There are certain places where it's difficult to find men with beards. But in Iran, almost every man has a beard. A man that has a beard is just spiritually telling you that everything I speak goes. Everything I speak goes. I speak Ma'at. I speak the language of Ma'at, the language of truth and justice. And that's where the modern day tribe of the lions is at. You would say accurately that the lions are being distinct in East Africa, extinct in East Africa, while they're pushed into the Middle East. And Iran is one of the countries that has lions alive. Yeah, whatever, I don't know why they named it like that, but Iranians and lions are very deep. And also just talking to you about Iran, I know Iranians are mostly Persians, but they also have some Arabs there. And then, especially along that border that they have, that along the sea there, they have Arabs along there. And when you come to Saudi Arabia, Arabs there, Yemen, Arabs there. Now, who are the Arabs? Arabs are descendants of the Swahili people. So when Netanyahu is making Africans to hate the Arabs, you're just hating East Africans. Because there's no Arabic without Swahili. Swahili is a Bantu language. There's no Arabic. Swahili is the one that birthed Arabic. Swahili used to even be written the way Arabic is written today. And there are a lot of words that Swahili and Arabic still share today. There's no Arabic without Swahili. So there's no Middle East. Especially the Middle East, now leave the Southeast Asia. There's no Middle East without the Nilotics. And they mix there through Yemen and Eritrea. Djibouti, Yemen and Eritrea. That is where the Nilotics and the Asians. So Middle East is just a mixture of Asians and Africans. Asian and Africans are the ones that mix to form that Arab people there. And Africans have no business hating the Arabs because Arabic does not exist without Swahili, that is Bantu from East Africa. Okay? So, before you hate anybody, because Netanyahu wants you to think that Arabic comes from somewhere unknown. Arabic is East African, and you should respect them as such, and they are traders mainly. They are traders mainly, rarely colonizers. Mainly traders. So the hate that is being brewed, that hate, you're going to see it. There's a hate that is being brewed against Arabs. Don't participate. That's one thing I'll tell you. Don't participate or fight for the Arabs if you have to participate. Now, number 49. Hear this, all you people. Listen, all who live in this world, both low and high, both rich and poor. My mouth will speak words of wisdom. Okay, let me just read it. My mouth will speak words of wisdom. The meditation of my heart will give you understanding. I will turn my ear into proverb. With a harp, I will expound my riddle. Why should I fear when the evil days come? When the wicked deceivers surround me? Those who trust in their wealth and boast in their great riches. No one can redeem the life of another or give to creator a ransom for them. A ransom for a life is costly. No payment is enough. So that they should live on forever and not see decay. For all can see that the wise die, that the foolish and the senseless also perish, leaving their wealth to others. Their tombs will remain their houses forever, their dwellings for endless generations, though they had named lands after themselves, like Victoria, like the people who named lands after themselves. People, despite their wealth, do not endure. People, despite their wealth, do not endure. They are like beasts that perish. This is the fate of those who trust in their temporary consciousness. The fate of the people who trust in their temporary consciousness, and of their followers who approve their saying. They are like sheep and are destined to die. These are the people who tell you, oh, ancestors are demonic and stuff like that. They trust in their temporary consciousness, not knowing that without ancestors, you are not connected. They are like sheep and are destined to die. Death will be their shepherd, but the upright will prevail over them in the morning. Their forms will decay in their grave, far from their princely mansions. but Creator will redeem me from the realm of the dead. She will surely take me to herself. Do not be overawed when others grow rich, when the splendor of their houses increases, for they will take nothing with them when they die. Their splendor will not descend with them. Though while they live, they count themselves favored, and people praise you when you prosper. They will join those who had gone before them, who will never again see the light of life. People who have wealth but lack wisdom and inner standing are like beasts that perish. So guys, one thing about wealth, I will always tell you, seek. You know, there's this thing that some people usually, the stiff-necked people usually throw around that, oh, if you're so spiritual, why can't you just have all the money in the world? For what? Sometimes I sit down and I say, I thank God, I thank my Creator that in this timeline, in this particular time, I only have enough money for me. Because if I was rich, my money would have ended in Palestine already. I wouldn't be having anything. Like everything I would, if I was like the daughter of the king or, you know, daughter of Mansa Musa or something. Right now, all my money would have been in Palestine, gone for good. So most of the time, I usually say, if your money is not useful to humanity, it is useless. If whatever you're making is not useful to humanity, if whatever life you're manifesting, especially as a woman, is not useful to humanity, useless. Because at the end of the day, you'll go, and when you die, when you transition, let me say, when you transition from this dimension, all that will matter is your harvest. What you harvested. And most of the time we harvest for what? To make sure that we are doing good. And what does you doing good mean? The only obligation you owe the entire planet is the one you owe yourself. So you doing good should mean the entire planet doing good. And if that is not your goal, me personally cannot respect anybody who is not prioritizing themselves. Because the moment you prioritize yourself, the entire planet gets prioritized. Now, right now we are seeing the planet suffer. It is a byproduct of a lot of women not prioritizing themselves. And as long as we live in a world where a lot of women are not prioritizing themselves, the world will always have suffering around. And personally, as a woman, as long as there is suffering around, I'm not fulfilled, I'm not satisfied. I don't care how much money is in my account. I've received a lot of money, but it did not take away that inner pinch that I feel when I pass and I see poverty. I pass and I see people are suffering. I get online, I see people are suffering. As long as there's suffering around me, I am not 100% fully satisfied. And I usually feel like that is the wealth that you should be manifesting. A lot of people think that money solves, or that when you have a lot of grandiose, now is when you live. True peace is found in the collective harmony, collective consciousness. And when the collective is doing amazing, then everybody's doing amazing. And us women, we should always manifest helping the collective consciousness. Because I'll tell you this, some people, you call yourself rich, but you're not rich as long as you drive past some sewage area, some ghetto. As long as when you're driving past some ghetto where people cannot even afford a meal. As long as you are rich, but the people who are related to you are languishing in poverty, know that poverty is in the neighborhood. People who can truly call themselves rich are people, colonizers. Colonizers who live in places like Luxembourg, places like Sweden, where for you to find ghetto or a slum, you will not. Them they are rich. That one now you can call them, they took the Bantu wealth and now them they are rich. Because when you live in a place where it is difficult to find a poor person, then you can call yourself that you've succeeded. But as long as you live in a place where when you're driving home, you're passing through poverty. You're driving your vehicle, poverty everywhere. You get online, poverty are watching you. They know that poverty is lacking in the background, it's in the area. And you shouldn't even be happy that you're rich. There's no riches until everybody's rich. Might sound overfetched, far-fetched, but that is what I believe. I personally believe. So I never even want to manifest grandiose. There are things I manifest on which you will see me doing them, but if you expect me to manifest something grandiose, you will never see me doing anything grandiose. Me, I manifest to work for the people. I'm a mother here, so I manifest for my children. Now, the last chapter, the mighty one, creator, the body, speaks and summons outside reality. It speaks and summons the outside reality, the earth, from the rising of the sun to where it's set. So it is the creator that commands the entire reality of outside from when the sun rises up to the sun ending. And this is why I'm always telling you, trust and respond to your authenticity from the time the sun rises up to the sun sets. From Zion, which is your future self. Bantu. Bantu are the Zionists. You know, black people, you hear white people talking, Zionists, Zionists, Zionists. See, the Jews. They're just talking about the Niloites. That when we hear Zionists, Nilo, meaning Bantu. The Zionists is Bantus. And the Jews, Nilotic. So I don't know whether they mix these names. I don't know whether all of them are Zionists. The Zionists are the Jews. I don't know. I never comprehend their language properly. But as an African, know that Zion is the future self, a point of future self. When you meet your future self, you're in Zion. And future people who live in future self are Bantus. Bantus are born in future, living in future. And then Niloites are the tribe of the Lion of Judah. The travelers, the ones that explore. So they can move from Zion into Babylon and back. By the rivers of Babylon. If Zion is father self, if Zion is father self, there is a future self and then there is the link between the two lands. The link between the two lands. So now Zion is one land. Zion is one of the lands. Jupiter links between the two lands. And Zion is one of the lands. Our Creator come and will not be silent. The fire devours before her. And around her the tempest rages. She summons the heavens above and the earth that she may judge her people. So it is the Creator summons the heavens above and the earth, whatever is within and whatever is outside, that she may judge you. Gather to me this consecrated people who made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And the heavens proclaim her righteousness, for she is a creator of justice. Listen, my people, I will speak. I will testify against you, chosen ones. I am Creator, your body. I bring no charges against you concerning your sacrifices or concerning your burnt offerings, which are ever before me. I have no need of a bull from your stall or goats from your pens. For every animal of the forest is mine, and the cattle on 1,000 hills. I know, before I even proceed, I remember telling you guys, there are 3 things that you must do for ancestors to be happy with you. Number 1 is chicken, spiritual hygiene. Number 2 is goat, self-usefulness. Number 3 is cow, wealth. So if you are wealthy, if you are useful to yourself, and if you are spiritually hygienic, the ancestors will work with you on default. But then, as somebody who is a chosen one, you don't need, as long as you are spiritually hygienic, you are useful to yourself and you work, you support yourself to make money, to become wealthy, the ancestors will work with you automatically. But then there are people who, for example, you have been spiritually unhygienic for so long, you do evil, you accept evil for so long. If you want to come back into communion with your ancestors, you must sacrifice a chicken. So chosen people, you never need to sacrifice any animal. That's what the verse is telling you. People who need to sacrifice animals to the Creator are people who have strayed so far away from home that they don't know where home is anymore. People who have been, for example, spiritually unhygienic so much, they do evil, they accept evil. When they want to get back in unison with their ancestors, they must slaughter a chicken. People who are useless to themselves, they allow themselves to be misused. Wanatumika vibaya. If they want to come back to their ancestors, they must slaughter a goat. And then people who, they don't support themselves, so they are poor as fuck. If they want to come back into unison with the ancestors, they must slaughter a cow. But people who are spiritually hygienic, you don't need to. I bring no charges against you concerning your sacrifices or concerning your burnt offerings, which are ever before me. I have no need for a bull from you, from your stall, or a goat from your pens. For every animal in the forest is mine, and the cattle on 1,000 hills. I know every bird in the mountain, and every insect, and the insects in every field are mine. If I were hungry, I will not tell you, for the world is mine, and all that is in it. Do I eat the flesh of the bulls or drink the blood of the goats? Sacrifice, thank offerings to Creator, fulfill your vows to the Most High, and call me in the day of trouble, and I will deliver you, and you will honor me. And guys, this thing that is saying, the Creator is saying, I know every bird in the mountain, and I know and the insects in the field are mine. An insect will never come into your reality, perceived reality, if it does not have, if it's not supposed to be there. Stop killing animals, stop killing insects. If you don't want flies everywhere in your kitchen, don't be dirty. Don't leave dirt around. If you don't want a cockroach everywhere in your walls, don't be ashamed. Kill shame. Every animal is in your surrounding because you are the one who is calling it there. When you remove pesticides, you are busy pesticiding them away. You're affecting yourself more than you're affecting that particular animal. That animal is just waiting for a signal. If you call, they will come. If you leave your kitchen dirty for so long, the flies will come. The rats will come. So if you don't want them, don't do the things that invite them. What about the ants, teacher? Ants are usually journey-oriented. Ants, they come into your life when you are about to journey through. And usually when ants, they come, look at the direction they are moving. Are they moving from east to west? Are they moving from north to south? Are they moving from south to north? Because they are telling you that is the journey you are about to embark on. If ants are in your house and they are moving from south to north, know that you are about to, if you are rich, you are about to become poor as fuck. If they are in your house and they are moving from north to south, know that you are about to journey from poverty into riches. So when it comes to ants, you must look at the direction they are going. And when they are in your house, which direction are they moving towards? You must look because they are telling you where you are about to go, east or west, south or north. But to the wicked person, the Creator says, what right have you to recite my laws or take my covenant on your lips? You hate my instructions. This is what the Creator says to the wicked. What right have you to recite my laws and to take my covenants on your lips? You hate my instructions and cast my words behind you. When you see a thief, you join with him.
In the bed?
You throw in your lot with the adulterers. You use your mouth for evil and harness your tongue to deceit. You sit and testify against your brother and slandered your own mother's son. When you did these things, I kept silent. You thought I was exactly like you, but I now arraign you and set my accusation before you. Your body is the watchdog. Babe, listen. You are never alone. Never think you can hide. Live your life like there's a constant camera watching you 24/7, because there is. The people who live their lives hiding from camera, you're wasting your time. Your body is the camera. And guess what? If I am in tune with my body, I can access your body. I can access your behavior. Everybody who is in tune with their body has a remote control to access all bodies on the planet. That's the privilege. What are some of the privileges of being awakened? You access the pyramid. What is accessing the top of the pyramid? The ability to see everyone for who they truly are. So the people who still sin, you miss the mark. You don't listen to your inner authority thinking that there's somebody, nobody's watching. People can see. Your behavior is written on your face. And this is the reason why the albedos want the entire population vibration to be low. Because when everyone is a zombie, then nobody can see. The eyes are useless when the brain is rotten. The eyes cannot see when the brain is rotten. But the moment people are awake, if I listen to my inner authority, the results that the universe will give me, the reward for me listening to my inner authority is access to you and to everyone else. So you can be seen. There's no behavior of the soul. There's no secret of the soul that behavior will not reveal. So the people that can read behavior can tell what you do behind closed doors with just one glance at you. So you cannot hide. And the beauty of spirituality is that your body is the one that holds you accountable. You slander me without cause, your body holds you accountable for me. I don't need to come shoot you. These are some of the things that the colonizer should have known. If the colonizers knew how the spiritual world works, they wouldn't have invented so much ammunition and so much weapons. Because everyone's body is always holding everyone accountable. Some people know how to hide it so well you will never see. But does that mean that they're not being held accountable? They're being held accountable, and when you are in tune with yourself properly, you can tell that somebody is being held accountable even if they're hiding it so well. You cannot hide on this planet. It's impossible to hide. Me, I usually live my life like cameras are everywhere around me. That's how I live my, even when I'm sleeping, I live my life like cameras are everywhere around me. So anything that I cannot do when a camera is not watching me, I will not do it. Anything I can do when a camera is watching me, I will do it. Sometimes I even communicate with these cameras. Because the cameras are oftenly watching. But it's not just the artificial cameras that are constantly watching. Also, there are spiritual cameras that are constantly watching. Because everything you do gets written on your vessel. Everything you do is painted on your vessel. For people who can read it, to read the writings on the walls. So just live your life like cameras are everywhere, because they are. I'm telling you that for free. Live your life like cameras are everywhere, because they are. So this is what the Creator tells to the wicked people who don't listen to their inner authorities. What right have you to recite my laws and to take my covenant on your lips? You hate my instructions and cast my words behind you. When you see a thief, you join with them. You throw in your lot with adulterers. You use your mouth for evil and harness your tongues to deceit. You sit and testify against your brother and slander your own mother's son. You did these things. I kept silent. You thought I was exactly like you. But now I arraign you and set my accusations before you. Consider this, you who forget your Creator, or I will tear you to pieces with no one to rescue you. Those who sacrifice thank offerings honor me. And to the blameless, I will show my salvation. So just know, guys, as I finish with this, just know that we are all interconnected and everybody's body is always holding them accountable. People who go out of their way to try and hold others accountable are running away from holding themselves accountable. Watch people. They're always telling you who they are. When you see somebody struggling so much to say, oh, Mama Nikwa is this, Mama Nikwa is that, everybody should always worry about themselves. The only obligation you owe the entire planet, the one you owe yourself. You behind closed doors, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? Are you living your life the way you're supposed to be living your life? Because people who cannot answer these questions are usually the ones who now turn outside to project. When their body is stressing them with questions, they turn out to stress other people with questions outside. Don't worry about anyone. Everyone has access to oxygen. Everyone can breathe in and out. And as long as anyone can breathe in and out, they have access to the Creator. They have access to God, or whoever deity they adore to. And that deity holds them accountable. It's not your job. You are a temporary consciousness here. Don't come online to try and hold anyone accountable. Come online and do your job.